It's live? What do you mean? It's on? The mic?
The mic.
Oh, what does it go to?
The TV.
Oh,
So everyone at home is listening to us.
oh. That's just weird.
Isn't it weird?
It's crazy.
Did you sign your disclaimer?
No. Is there anybody out there?
Uh-oh. Did he eat? You ate.
Let me know if you can hear me. Hear me.
With comments turned off.
It's Pink Floyd, for those of you.
Yes. I was just waiting. Clearly he ate and drank before he came.
I did.
He's in a good mood tonight. He's not hungry.
No, I stopped home at 8.
All right, but I did not eat, Jeff, so.
Yeah.
What is that? And that. That's what you live on anyway.
Exactly.
Mixed in with a little nicotine. That's all I've ever seen you eating or drinking.
A little nicotine.
Yeah.
Go ahead and sign these. They're all cemetery deeds. There's 5.
Come on.
See the paperclip?
See the note that says 5?
5.
It's not in, what's a 5-licate? Centuplicate?
Bone maybe late, because I
Yep.
think that's those. And I'm not sure if Ed's gonna come or not. I think so, but he stepped into his packet yesterday. He hasn't been feeling good the last couple of weeks, so
Oh,
I'm pretty sick.
I was wondering why.
Says it's flu. It's 15 minutes. Who, Bone? Yeah.
I'd rather not have him here if he's
Yeah,
that sick,
exactly.
honestly.
Well, then I can go. I'm sick. Is that all it takes? I'm sick.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't even have a quorum now.
Yeah.
I'm disorganized here, but I don't know that we need much organization for budget, I'm saying.
Mhm.
Jim's last has one, and she's always willing to do stuff. I've seen some of her stuff, it's pretty good, so.
Steve Dennis, who's with the pickleball club, did some area of the court and that's never really good. I requested a night, we'll turn the lights on.
When did Bill want us to be there?
Yeah, they were telling us this morning too, how.
I am in
almost
Colorado,
seven-
and I did not tell you that. I leave Wednesday and I come back Monday
It'll do a 360.
or Tuesday. I come back Tuesday.
It'll be on like 330.
So you're gone Wednesday.
Wednesday through Tuesday.
Tomorrow Wednesday?
No, a week from Wednesday.
Okay, next
Oh, it's
Wednesday.
this Thursday?
No, the 26th.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
said,
next
when
Wednesday through
I've been-
Tuesday, Jeff.
Since the start of that baseball, people there in Fort Field.
We have no meeting, so I don't know.
No,
They
no.
brought the
Just so you
But
know.
you-
ladder truck with the great big American flag.
And basically, this one really is just a quick little synopsis of
Oh,
where we
yeah,
are. and
meeting
what we need to talk
department
about.
heads.
They said they weren't.
I'm ready when you are.
That's rolling.
I'm going to call to order the Three Lakes Town Board of Supervisors special meeting for August 17th, 2021 at 6 p.m. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I please get a report on the agenda posting?
The Three Lakes Town Board of Supervisors special meeting agenda for August 17th, 2021 was posted in accordance with Wisconsin open meeting law.
Thank you. I'd be looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Slyzewski, second by Alkowski. Please note that Supervisor Starkey and Supervisor Bohm both have approved absences. Bohm may show up late. He's at a committee meeting. So we have a motion and a second. Only 3 of us here at this time. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, 3-0. 2022 budget cycle review. We had a department head meeting. Supervisor Slyzewski, myself, and the clerk were all in attendance. We did meet with every single department. We'll start in, well, actually, I shouldn't say we did. We didn't meet with every single department. We didn't meet with airport.
No, we met with the fire.
We
the
met with
police,
fire, police, parks,
Library,
library.
and the shop we've already been.
It is, isn't it?
Mhm.
Let's start with Parks. Parks, we discussed the mower, which they submitted
You want to go to the second page?
a bid. I don't know if bids are right, a quote,
Mhm.
because it wasn't a bid. A quote for a new John Deere that came in at 13,900 and change. During our discussion, we said if he could come in around 13, we would do that. So I would move to put 13 in the budget for them. We had cut it to 10.
We'd cut it to 9, we removed 10.
Yeah,
We
'cause
cut
it was
9
19.
We cut
Yeah, I'm
9 and
sorry.
we got 10, so I
Yeah.
need to add another $3,000 to that.
Correct.
3,000.
We had agreed on 13.
So
We had
they're responsible to come up with the
$900.
$900, yeah.
We had discussed the Wi-Fi and we had reduced that. Was it 2,000 we left in there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What else did we do?
We reduced the Cy Williams. We removed 3,000, brought it down to 9,000. we-
Well, yeah, we reduced but left it.
Correct. So Cy Williams has $9,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi for Don Burnside is set to 2,000.
We approved the mower, which is a full purchase at 13. They're responsible for whatever else.
For now, yeah, so I have to put $3,000 back into the budget. 'cause I
Right, we
had
had
down
it
to
set at 10.
Yep, yep.
So we're gonna be $3,000 to the bad side of this.
Right, so add that to the 79. that we're
Correct.
still
We're putting
short.
3,000 back in. And we're still on the wrong side, just for those of you playing along at home, we're still about $80,000 to the wrong side, right?
81 now.
So that was parks in general. So you guys follow along with what we just did?
Yes, sir.
Gave you 3,000 back toward that mower, 900. We're gonna leave up to you guys, which I think you should have funds for. We have a closed session meeting discussing wages, benefits later on, so that hasn't been discussed yet. But as far as capital goes, we're gonna call parks final for now.
Very good.
Okay? If something comes up, obviously it's not final, but it's 99.9% final.
Understood.
All right? You guys good with that?
And I think the other thing we did was we did reduce the fire set aside to 25,000.
Well, I was gonna go by department.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. Sorry.
No. So fire, we talked about cutting your set aside in half and we talked about selling that ladder truck. Did you guys discuss selling that ladder truck or not yet? Yeah, I'm not. I was just wondering, has it been discussed and there's no kind of undecided? Okay. We did cut the fire department set aside in half for this year. I
We could-
think,
We could put it back if we need to down the road.
I think let's just see where stuff falls. If we're still upside down, like you and I had discussed, we still don't know health insurance and benefits.
Correct.
Let's just see where things land because this is the first time. I shouldn't say this is the first time, but we're still upside down pretty late in the game at this point.
Mhm.
So let's just leave it as is.
Mhm.
And then what you guys decide with that ladder truck, hopefully we can make up the difference and
Yeah,
then
that would
some.
make a big
Bob, do you got a feeling one way or another on the way that's gonna turn out?
we're still working on getting evaluation.
Valuations, okay. Right.
Okay.
It's a hard market to read.
We had thrown a number out, like, I thought we said if we got the maintenance we had just spent on it back out, we had kind of figured we'd be happy, but if you guys changed your mind on it, I guess that's up to you. Okay. We met with police department. What did we do there?
But we cut their.
We cut the body
the
cams.
operating, yeah, we cut 10,000 out of the body cam.
With the discussion that we were hoping there's gonna be grants available for those and you were gonna look into that, right?
Again, there is some soft granting up now, and some additional calls into that, whether we hit this year's cycle or again, that, we, that's gonna be there again. The challenging part is the system that we looked at includes storage that cannot be used specifically with that grant. But that's probably the biggest portion. So again, they would cover the cost of the camera through the grant. They won't cover
So we would have to,
the cost.
you're just saying we'd have to come up with,
Some of that money, that grant covers about $2,000 a unit, which is high on the actual units, but low on the storage.
okay? Did we do anything else, police department?
Not police wise, no.
Library was pretty much nothing. They didn't,
They had already done all their
Correct.
adjusting beforehand. Yeah.
we'd met with them previous.
Mhm.
And the town shop, what did they ask for capital wise?
Well,
No,
capital.
we still haven't decided on that GPS software and Josh is on vacation this week. When he gets back, I will catch up with him
Yeah,
ASAP.
He did have me remove the 15,000 in tablets, and he did have me remove the 3,500, but there is additional software on phones or something that we talked about
Mhm.
adding back in. So out of the operating, we did reduce 3,500 for the software. We did reduce a broom rental, and we reduced the health insurance by 5,300. We had planned on a full family with his extra person, and it's a limited, so
Okay.
that's about 5,000. And then we did take 15,000 off of the capital for them.
And we had talked about that chipping expense, and that is an expense we still need to,
But I
that is
think it's-
our responsibility.
Right, and that's up for a discussion, but it's 2023. It's not 2022.
Oh, why was I thinking that was this year?
Well, we had it in originally, but we had spent over 8,000 last year to do the site maintenance, and so
Okay.
Foley felt that we could go out one more year.
Okay, I was thinking we still had that in.
Yeah, wasn't there a $10,000 maybe we're thinking?
I removed the 10.
You made that sound different.
So maybe I need to put a little bit back in.
I guess
We
that's
thought we could
Josh
go
is gonna
till
have to tell us.
2023. So
Well, I know
before
we had
just-
talked about removing it because we were hoping that per contract, Eco Waste was gonna be responsible for that, but they said,
Well, they can't going forward. They were as a part of the old one, but going forward, they still want to collect the money, but they don't want to.
well, but they
Clean
never
it.
gave us money for it either.
Right, they
Yeah.
collect, right. We paid to maintain it, and
Correct.
they collected it.
The other
So
thing,
you
we-
did find that out? They are collecting it?
They are
Correct.
collecting. Mhm. They are collecting.
seem-
People are paying
seems,
for
seems
brush.
hit or miss, but yeah.
Right.
Well, that's their problem.
Well,
But-
Josh said
Right,
he goes,
And
I
they're
it
didn't-
not
is.
willing to absorb that.
They said that it was part of the contract. In other words, they're saying if we aren't gonna get that revenue, we're not sure we were interested in
right.
pursuing the contract. So,
Well, Josh said we could just open it 4 times, once a month, and we have a guy that sits there and schedule our brush differently. So there's options.
I'm
that we
curious
could look
if
at.
they, I don't know how well they track the revenue. I can't imagine they track it at all, honestly.
Zero.
I would think that they come back with a pile of coupons and a wad of cash and hope things jive based on weight. So I don't know what they think they're even getting from that chip site, unless maybe they are
Well, they must be
separating
because
funds.
we're the ones that are cleaning it, so they would have no expense
Yeah,
at
but
all.
Right,
what Jeff
but-
is saying, they're not tracking what
Is
people
right.
are paying for garbage. and what
Correct,
people are
Right,
paying
he
for
said
chips.
he wouldn't be
Yeah.
willing to
only thing
lose
they
the
have
chip
is
site revenue,
coupons.
but he doesn't know if
what
it's
it is.
$1,000
He has
or
no idea what it
$100,000.
is, yeah. The coupons are the only thing that they can actually turn into us for a real count.
Correct.
So we can leave this as still, to be determined if I need to put anything back in the 2022 budget. And talking to Josh, he thought we could go out till 2023, but we'll see if I have to put a couple thousand back in there for maintenance.
Okay. Anything else that you want to add?
I think we talked about removing that 8,000 for economic development. So we had actually gone from 186,455 to around 79. Now we are putting a little bit back in.
The
So we're
3
more-
from Parks is all we put
Mhm.
back in, so
Right.
roughly 82.
Yep.
Let's leave that eco dev for now.
Yep.
Again, the 8,000 isn't making or breaking us knowing it's in our back pocket.
Right.
Let's see where things shake out and go from there.
The only question I had basically was this Medicine Lake boat landing, where we have
Oh,
$50,000.
Yes. One thing we need to do on that is just, I'll reach out to Three Lakes Fish and Wildlife. Who would be the correct contact for that? Is Chris we need
We've got a meeting Thursday night, so if you want me
we
to-
need an in writing commitment to your contribution for Medicine Lake, how much that's gonna be, because we need to offset, because we have it in as 50. And if it's really, you're giving us 25, which I don't even remember what it was it 20 or 25?
I don't exactly remember. I will.
Whatever your contribution is, we need it in writing, because that'll offset this deficit by whatever that amount is.
We'll discuss it Thursday night at our meeting, and we will get a writing to you.
Writing just means email to the clerk and I.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great.
And I believe that was for this year when we originally set it, but I don't see why we wouldn't.
Carry it
obviously
forward.
Extend that to next year.
I think we talked about that when we were out there.
originally set
Yes.
It was for this year,
Yes.
but I don't see why. I mean, there's no reason why we would not.
Well, if
Extend
it's
that to next
not,
year.
then we would probably pull that whole 50.
Right.
I
Right.
don't see any reason why. It's
Just
never been a discussion.
Have somebody drop us a note if you could when you figure it out, just for whatever your commitment is. I'm not telling you what dollar amount we need, but it would help us decide what we want to do there. Thanks.
And back on that chip site, are we gonna discuss that further sometime down the road?
I would
'Cause think
say,
it's absolutely stupid.
I don't know if we want to discuss that as a board or just leave it up to Josh, or. It'd be interesting if they say they can't do the contract without chip site revenue, but if we close the chip site, they
Right.
still don't get the revenue.
But I don't know that we can close a chip site.
Why can't we?
Are we,
Didn't I propose that last month?
We're not, yeah,
We
we're
are-
not obligated
we're
by
our
law
own-
to keep a
well,
chip
we
site
are
open.
As far as
with the
the,
recycling?
with
Our,
the
grant?
recycling-
our argument last
with the
time was
transfer site, we have to. We are our own responsible unit. We receive revenue to do that.
for
That's not
recycling and
the- For
trash.
recycling and trash, correct. It's not.
And
chip
my
site.
point was, I think all our
Yeah.
neighbors were gonna drop it on our property.
Correct.
Right,
But then we decided to just put it all on your property.
Yeah,
Right.
right, and I have that low area anyway, and it's kind of working out to my benefit, so I'll just make a sign that says if you're gonna dump
Free
here.
fill.
Garbage.
I don't think we should leave it up to Josh.
Yeah, whatever people wanna dump, I'm fine with it.
Well, I think we should get a draft contract, shouldn't we, in the next month?
I actually
would
thought we were
think.
supposed to have it before this meeting, but
So
I
I
didn't
can
follow
check
up
on the
either.
draft,
No.
Eagle
it
Waste
was-
contract
he
and
said
let's see where we're
September.
at.
He said the first meeting in September.
I thought he said the middle of September.
okay.
Something.
Yeah.
So once we see that language,
I remember.
Because I don't think we should, doesn't make sense that they're getting the money and it's costing taxpayer money to chip it.
so we'll keep it. as
Same but
it
different
is.
with garbage.
Different.
Same but different. I don't disagree with you, I'm just saying, it's like, where do you draw the line? I'd be curious to hear how many people actually, I don't know how many people use it, I just don't. I don't know that I've ever used it.
And in all seriousness, that's kind of why I made the comment I did at the last meeting. Maybe it gets tons of use. I don't know.
I think if
but-
you have a lot where, you know, say you live in town or say you live
Right.
on a lot where you don't have anywhere to dump it, I'm sure that that's,
No, I get why you would use it. I don't know. When you're looking for ideas, it just made me question how much utilization is.
yeah,
typically
well, we
get.
already pulled it out, so it isn't gonna change this budget anyway. All right, anything else?
Like, we'd be able to give an answer on the chips that they would have removed.
Yeah,
I don't know if that helps you.
Does the town dump anything in there though?
yes,
Yes,
So then
storm
that's
cleanup
not
for
accurate.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's storm cleanup going in.
But we don't pay for them.
No,
no, but
No,
his point
it's a
on what,
part of
how
the
many, how
whole-
many tons of chips did we,
to come out.
Right.
how much was ours and how much was someone
I
else's?
do have a variety of odds and ends.
Yeah.
Some are bigger than others.
Carry
You guys
on.
may have answers or some might be up for discussion at a later time. But I thanks for numbering the pages, Sue.
Mhm.
So let's look at page 5 for starters. Public Works,
Mhm,
third up from the bottom, road signs, fire,
mhm.
number
Mhm.
signs.
Mhm.
And some of this is just curiosity, but
It's based on the fact that if you look at 2019, there was 12,000, 20, it was 9,006,
Yep.
even though we budgeted 20. We're only at 54,8314. We got a little aggressive with our road signs in the budgets for a while that Josh felt that he could go down a little bit.
so, just thinking about how to shave off the 79 or current 82 or whatever we're at.
Well, we
I
already,
think take it down a little bit more, you thinking?
Yeah, and that, what's that, Jeff?
how far are we along on that?
That's my question. How far along are we to get them all?
I mean, I know we're still trying. Do you know how,
Well, again,
percentage
people
wise, how
pay-
far along we
Well,
are?
it depends on what we're referring to. We're talking road signs. I'm not talking fire numbers that people are
I'm
paying.
talking
Walking
road
road
signs as
signs.
well.
So for road signs, it's gonna be according to,
I know, but are we 75% done with the switch over? Are we 10% done with the switch
No,
over? Are
I
we-
would guess we're at least 50%,
I-
at least that.
Let's just put an asterisk next to it.
And that's fine, but that's why I bring it up, just my question is, could it be at 15 grand, for
Mhm,
example,
Possibly.
or 17, anything?
Mhm.
But I just saw some possible potential there
Yeah.
that I wanted to bring up,
And then I guess my question to follow up on that would
not
be,
knowing much about it, I should say.
I know a long time ago, we got a grant that we just changed all the stop signs and added stop ahead signs. At what point are them not gonna be reflective anymore? That's gotta be coming sometime in the near future
As long as you don't turn us in.
until there's an accident.
I mean,
Yeah, him sitting
they
here.
changed all
Is that a
those
thing?
deadlines too on all that reflective stuff. There was
Right.
no end date on any of it.
Right.
I would be sure that you would have to, you'd have to send home real quick with it. But it probably has longevity, just like graphics.
But you driving around, you don't see any that,
No,
Stand
no,
out
they
there,
seem-
okay.
The ones that were reflected seem to be older.
That would
Yeah.
suggest he drives around.
I guess, between, yeah,
But, so I get where
I'm
you're
gonna
coming
leave that
from.
away.
I don't even know that he heard me.
Okay.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I was
Matt.
just kidding.
No, that's fine, but that's why I brought it up for discussion.
yep.
Page 6.
Yep.
And these are big numbers, so I'm assuming I just don't quite understand
What
why
page?
they're on there.
Okay.
We're on page 6.
Yep. Where?
Toward the bottom, accommodations tax and revaluation future.
The revaluation, 40,000 is set aside every year. We put it there and we move it into our non-lapsing account for a big reval that we're gonna do every
And we
5 to
had
6
more in
years.
there.
So this is
Okay, I guess,
operating.
Yeah, I'm just.
So this will come
figured-
out, we don't spend it, it goes into this non-lapsing account, we've been rolling, so we've got a couple 100,000 sitting there, so when
Yep.
we're ready to do our reval, we have 243 there right now.
It has to be there. We'd have to take out a loan to do the revamp.
Correct.
That's fine, I just
Yep,
didn't.
so that's why
How
that
much
is
has
there.
to be there? How much does
Well-
revale generally cost?
Well, it's been about 160 to 180, but I think it's gonna go up. This is the line that we used when we were helping the sanitary district out, because we'd have $500,000, which
Right.
we won't need.
Right.
So at some point, we don't we might not necessarily need to be
Certainly
putting
should.
that much aside, but we'll see.
What year's the next revale? Do you know?
Well, with the way the market's changing, I'm thinking we're gonna go out of
22,
compliance a
23.
lot faster than we would
Yeah.
have.
Oh, so it's
So
not
It's
every
100.
5 years.
No,
it's-
typically it's been about every 5 years, but
Right.
now with what's going on with our market, it might
We
not.
just did it in like, it was longer ago than you think. I say it was probably 18.
18, yeah, but I don't think we're gonna, I think we'll end up having to do it sooner.
And then what about the 52.5?
Well, that's the
for
70% that we give to the
Okay,
chamber.
that's exactly what my question
Yep,
was.
that's-
That was my guess. but I
Based on
just-
what I believe we're budgeting, 70% of that would be the 52.5. It could be a
that's-
little less, it could be a little bit
That
more.
was the only thing I could think of. I just wanted to make sure I
Yep.
understood. So then go one line up from that,
Yep.
8,700 for the plan commission.
Mhm.
I do remember the 67, just.
That too is an
From last year.
economic development that we plugged
Okay,
in
is
there.
that what our
Mhm.
one was?
Mhm.
Cool. Thank you. Pages 3?
Okay, now so we're going into the departments, page 3.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
no
Yep,
worries.
Good catch.
Before
Got
we
it.
go that far, can I ask a question?
No.
No?
Sorry.
That way everybody doesn't have to turn pages back. The 420 for sidewalks.
That's a
So-
borrowing, that's a $400,000
borrowing, yeah,
project for
okay.
that state DOT project.
Yep.
We put the 20 in that we typically borrow or budget anyway, we may or may not, because so that could be an area where 20
I
came
just
out.
didn't know if you guys got final prices on the light poles and stuff, if that was part of this or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
So I'll put
okay.
light poles question mark here, because if we don't need to, if we're gonna need it from the light poles, we'll leave the full 420 in there.
Do we have to have light poles or could we burn the chips? That's an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, don't want to be next.
Page, are we on page 3 then, Matt? or-
Page 3 of, yeah. the
Okay.
Departments, line item 38, operating supplies and expenses.
Yep, that's because we're paying for custodial
Okay,
services
and
now.
that, I was thinking of that too, but I.
Which
I
is
just
why
wasn't
your line
sure
11,
where-
yep, 11 went down.
And I could see other offsets that kind of would make sense for all that, but I
Yep,
just
the
wanted to
building,
make sure.
yeah, no worries. We had it under wages before for building maintenance. There's 38 grand.
It was the, when you look at the trend.
Yeah.
I either figured it was that or Sue meant 1,500,
And
not
typo,
15, so I just, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask,
yeah,
that's all
no worries.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
It happens, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, got one or two more. Okay, these are a little more minor, but I just would like to better understand them.
What page are we on?
For the police department, page 4.
Page 4, okay.
Small beans, but it all makes a difference in my opinion.
Yeah.
Line item 43, crime prevention. It's only $250, but it trends at 0 every year, so I was just wondering if we knew what it was
Yeah, I
for.
don't know if that's your DARE program or what it was that you were doing.
Typically, we, every once in a while, will buy it, sometimes it probably just put in the other line, like supplies and expenses, so they just fall on it, so we would do stuff for like Howie, reflective bags,
Okay.
that type of stuff would be.
That's fair. And I had a similar question on the fire department on the next page, page 5.
Yep.
$500 for fire prevention. Is that just general, what would you say, general miscellaneous community needs?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, typically the fire prevention 2% have to do with school training and things like that. I'm not sure what that 500 for fire prevention without looking back when I see a 0. Do you know, Bob, what that would be specifically?
That's the other community educational resources we purchase.
Okay,
That could be in line too, with like smoke detector batteries.
yeah, Okay,
Yeah,
and I'm
it-
wondering if maybe something similar that's happening with the police has happened with the fire where it's hitting a supply and expense line versus maybe that particular
Well, and
line.
that's kind of why I asked.
So
I'm
I'll
not
run 'em.
so majorly hung up on the amount.
Right,
It's just
right.
the more, what is it
Why-
really?
what's it-
Because
if
to me,
it's
that could
zeroing
be,
out.
for both examples, that could be anything from something for the community to fire extinguishers for your own building. I would just like to know better what it really is.
Yeah, I'll see, and if it's not, maybe it just needs to be zeroed and stayed under supplies and expenses if we're not expending in those lines. So I'll run the lines and see what's going on in those two.
Fair enough. And page 7, it's the second page of the Public Works.
Mhm.
Vehicle fuel, I'm no dummy. We use a lot of fuel that's gone up, I get that.
Mhm.
But I do wonder if we could realistically, maybe talk to Josh on this when you guys get a chance. We got 5 or 10,000 to work with there.
Mhm.
That's a pretty high budget, even with current increases. Maybe there's some logic there,
Mhm.
but it just caught my attention. It's very high. I realize we had low snow
Yeah, and that's
last
kind of
summer,
what, yeah, and
and
that's,
snow
yep.
was huge for fuel burning.
Yep.
But for
But it
example,
was budgeted at 31.
right, and actual came in at, let's say, 29,000.
Mhm.
I mean, even if it snows like hell and we burn $10,000 more worth of fuel between snow and fuel price, I'm just saying. there might be
Yeah, I'll
some-
flag 'em. Yeah, absolutely.
36,000.
Maybe we can get 5 out of there.
Yeah,
or
between
something.
all of this, it could be a $5,000 or $10,000
I just
for
wanted to
sure.
bring that up for discussion.
Thank you.
Questions are probably getting less because I was getting pretty tired toward the end. Let's go to page 10 for swimming beach. We
Mhm.
spoke about a position, but we still have $3,500 plus the $267.75 for,
Yeah, and this is an area that I think we talked about, possibly
was that
shaving
regarding the
3 grand,
lifeguard perhaps?
possibly shaving $3,000 off. We We're gonna wait and see. We've had
We
some
talked about it
issues
this
in the
afternoon
past.
too, and
Okay, I
I knew
just-
that was one of our
we've been-
spots.
It's
that
one of
we're
those
still
with
talking
the, with
about
the
it?
question mark for the moment, yeah.
That's fair.
The other thing is too, one of the other things that came up was the 1,200 under contractual. That's
is
something
this?
that's up above, under parks, under 15. It used to be for Mary
Yeah.
Hanson's cleaning, and we've been doing stuff a little bit differently, so I'm not sure about those two. So I've got them flagged, with question marks.
Okay.
But
Cool.
we'll see once we talk more with parks, how things are ending up this year.
I think that's everything I had earmarked for the moment.
What is, on page 10, 18, salaries town shop?
That's how much we charge out.
All the departments.
So when I look at the 15 grand that comes off the town shop, it's some going to parks, cemetery, airport, and that's what that is. We've allocated that just based on
Okay.
previous expenditures. I think it was right around a couple $100. In the last few years, it's been 700 or 1,300. So.
Thanks, Sue.
Yeah, I know.
Good. Anyone?
I'm good.
Is he done or is he just?
I think
No, I
Matt
think
is
he's
done.
Oh, I closed out.
You
on
closed
that.
out.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Well, about
Public
5.
comments.
I don't want to hear any public comments tonight. Not in the mood.
He's hungry.
Public comments. See, they took my advice. Nobody? I was just kidding. I'm in the mood. All right, there are no public comments, in which case now I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Slazewski,
Second.
second by Okowski. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, 3-0.
4. Okay.
Yeah, he walked in. We're basically done
Okay.
anyway.
Okay. Thanks, Linda.
Oh, you're leaving for this part? All right, let's call the regular meeting to. I'm going to call the Three Lakes Town Board of Supervisors regular meeting to order at time 6:25 PM. We'll forego the pledge since we just did it and it's all the same people. May I please get a report on the agenda posting?
The Three Lakes Town Board of Supervisors regular meeting agenda for August 17th, 2021 was posted in accordance with Wisconsin Open Meeting Law.
Be looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda in any order our chairman sees fit.
Motion Bohm,
Second.
second Slazewski. Any further discussion? If there is none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, 4-0. Note that Supervisor Starkey is absent. The first announcement of the special meetings will have an annual budget public hearing, an annual special town budget meeting, an annual special town board budget meeting on November 2nd, 2021. Also, I wanted to note that if you haven't looked at the new court resurfacing, it actually is incredibly cool. It looks really good. Looking for review and approval of the minutes from the August 3rd, 2 meetings.
I did want to note on the special meeting minutes that for supervisors present, Jeff Bohm will be added.
Because
For
he
some
came
reason.
in.
No,
He
he
came
was
in
there.
after,
He was,
didn't
no, he was there for this meeting. He made the motion to approve the agenda.
Oh, I thought he came in late to that one too. for
Yeah,
some
I
reason.
agree with Jeff.
I
actually.
was there in the beginning.
Yeah.
I left
Yeah.
for the library meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
you left midway.
Yeah.
Got
Came
it.
in at the
Okay.
end or partway.
I'll make a motion that we approve the special meeting minutes,
As amended.
as,
Amended.
as amended.
I'll second it.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Motion Olkowski, second Slazewski. Is there any further discussion? If there is none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, 4-0. Regular meeting minutes? Or did you only said special, didn't you?
Yeah, he said special.
I will make a motion, that we approve the regular meeting minutes of August 3rd as presented.
Motion Olkowski,
Second.
second Slazewski. Any further discussion?
Yeah, actually, so, not to get hung up, what did Sue Runner, or Jeff Bohm, what happened that day again? When were you gone and when were you there?
Oh, that was for border, or,
What am I getting hung up?
You're,
Well,
you're on the meeting before.
You're killing me, Sue.
You're on the Board of Review meeting. the
Oh,
week
yeah, all right,
before.
all right, all right, I'm sorry, we're good.
I was,
Yep,
yeah, oh, you understand?
yes.
All right.
Hell of a day.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, 4-0. Town and country, we got ours. Payview, you've got a pay app and, which is the second part, but
Yeah, we have an amendment to the owner
Yep.
engineer agreement.
We would humbly request additional payment for some out-of-scope services. We started the project, our budget was going to be 40,000.
Yep.
We've added a year onto that project. Last fall, you recall, we had an amendment for 20 grand. We
Mhm.
were running under budget at that time. I was hoping that 20 grand would get us through this year. But there's been some additional costs. We did-
serious question because he's not here. If Josh talked less, would we have come in under budget?
I'm not gonna get into the middle of it.
Okay, I understand.
So that's a yes.
It is a yes, I guarantee it.
But some out-of-scope costs, and we feel it's appropriate, if the board feels it appropriate, we would ask for an additional 15,000. That would take us through construction of this year.
Of 22.
No, 2021. And that, we're at the budget right now. With the amendment from last year, we're right about at the budget right now.
No, I followed that wrong then.
Take us through 2021 construction.
because it said something about.
Yeah, the nature of the amendment is 2021 to 2022 road improvements.
Yeah, hold on. At compiling information for a potential 2022 road.
And that was part of the out-of-scope services.
That was just compiling information for 2022 work.
Right.
But the nature of the amendment where it says 2022 road improvements, we'll get another bill for 2022
Yeah, there'll be another.
in that 150,000-ish range.
No, for 1 year, it's not gonna be anywhere near that.
Because this was for 3 years.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
I'd be looking for a motion to approve the amendment.
And this is $15,000 that we're referring to, correct?
Correct.
I'd be willing to make a motion that we approve the amendment to the agreement for the $15,000 for Town and Country.
Motion by Bohm,
Second.
second by Slazewski. Any further discussion?
If we don't pay it, what happens?
Yeah, I would imagine we lose their services.
For next year, though. I'm just kidding.
Finish up the project and then.
I I feel this is the best money we ever spent on this project, so. Other than where you guys spelled my name wrong on this agreement, that's fine, so we'll just fix that. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, 4-0. We got a pay application, 486,000 and some change. Did you review this for us?
I'm stuck on spelling your name.
It's ERY is what you have and it's RUI, but it's fine.
Not perfect.
Hey, you know, I mean, what I like about engineers is you guys are usually just off by a little. You know, I mean, you didn't hack it all up. You just transposed 2 letters. We're fine with that.
So this is the first pay request for 2021 work. In this pay request, you can see Upper Badakowski Park, most sanitary district roads, and Serendip, because there's a couple sanitary district roads to do yet. We're working on railroad right now. We're going to do no delay for Huron sanitary district to be done. This pay request is for 4 or 5 sanitary district roads in Serendipity. The amount of this pay request is $511,610.66 with a standard 5% retainage. The requested amount is $486,000.
$30.
Did you, did this stuff all come in right where we expected, or was this over, under?
Park went a little over because we added the additional 185 feet.
Okay,
Badakowski came in a little under. They have some chip seal left to do. Because we discovered we had good base course under this. We cut down the amount of base course. In general, we're right in the ballpark.
okay.
where we should be. We have not used really any supplementals yet, which is a very good thing. But we're running pretty much on it right now.
Okay, thanks.
I did have I see they started over by the town shop and no problem, but honestly, I was trying to remember, why did we do that? I mean, was it just simply that bad, or was it inferior to begin with?
It's really bad.
I was just trying to remember what our reason was there.
Are we redoing the road?
No, the actual shop parking lot.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh.
bad. And it says water that's dipping into the building and it's pitched not very well. And there's a lot of reasons why over there.
It was pretty poor drainage there.
Drainage, yeah.
She said that one of the approaches coming in the east side of the building, there is no concrete approach there and water just sits there.
Well, that's how it looked when I went by last night, so we're doing it right this time, basically.
Yes, yeah, so we're pulling that out and I stopped there before the meeting today and where there is no approach and water is running to the building, we're gonna have to undercut it because it's wet, it's holding water from the last 15 years. So, yeah.
And it's clay.
It'll be quite a
Mhm.
It's clay.
White clay.
Like everything is in town?
Was that done when they built the shop? They did that parking area then?
Yes,
So it's
yes.
as old as the shop.
Yeah, that was probably not compacted correctly.
Which isn't that old, honestly.
That's
It's
what,
in
that's what,
2008.
it is what it is, but that's what I'm surprised by.
2007.
Okay,
Thanks.
anything else? I'd be looking for a motion to approve this application for payment.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application of payment number 1.
Motion Slazewski,
Second.
second Okowski, further discussion? If there is none, all in favor say aye. Those opposed, 5-0. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
The equalized value report, $1,569,569,700. Total change of $78,605,400, or 8% in equalized value in Three Lakes. That's some insanity when you think about it.
Yeah, for 1 year.
$1 billion in property values. So that was distributed to you guys in advance. I find this fascinating because it's in the form of a spreadsheet. So,
Do you understand, just kind of in general, I don't get the whole personal property thing.
every business, the campground, for example, the campground, what you're supposed to do is all of those campers would be considered personal property and they should be rung up at the value of the camper. I
And
don't
then
know
the
if
land it sits on is
I don't know if the
different.
campground owner reports or the owner of the camper reports. But either way, it's always completely understated. Every business gets,
Business
Yeah, all of
capital,
your-
basically.
No, your personal property would be all your computers, all your
Cash
printers, all your,
registers, your dishwasher, things
and you're,
inside your restaurant,
you're supposed to report all those items.
machinery, tools, all that kind of.
It's
stuff.
for the most part on the honor system, so I would bet you this is probably understated by about 98%.
I totally get where you're coming
Absolutely.
from, but that answers my question, I
Yeah.
guess.
Mhm.
Yep.
In fact, the fact that the total personal property is
Like in the thousands.
it's 6 million, isn't it? 6 million.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I would guess that I would bet it's seriously understated by,
$1 billion.
no, I bet you it's 20, 25 million.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But I don't know how you'd have to send the assessor into every building to,
yeah, I was looking at more of like your machinery and tools, your watercrafts, your individuals that make up your different personal properties.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely need to send somebody in to check it all out, to see that it's being reported.
So anyway, does anyone have any questions on that? Otherwise, it's, in my opinion,
Wow.
pretty interesting. The bridge report came in. I'll just give you guys a summary of things that I noticed, and the clerk made some notes for us too, which I appreciate. Structure specific notes on what I'm gonna call, I think it's page 5. If you look in top left corner, they're numbered. They have video available of it from the 2019 report, which I don't know if I ever noticed that before.
Yeah.
The 2-foot hole, going back a page, which would be page 4, that existed last time. The clerk circled it. Page 7, the conclusions, which still blows my mind. I don't understand how no significant changes in 12 months from the underwater dives in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 20, and now 21. So either the changes are happening in such a minute, minuscule
Insignificant,
manner. Yeah, I don't I guess I'm a little surprised. It says everything above is the same I think he meant to say as in 2020. The middle pier has a 1-foot diameter through hole in the concrete, 3 feet from the south nose, 7 feet down from the water line. The changes are yet to be measurable.
But
So
then they
in my
added-
opinion, there's no change.
It just looks
The
bad.
recommendation, piers should be rehabilitated, encapsulated, exposed steel to prevent MIC corrosion. So I mean, it's the same recommendations as last time, but we haven't had change in 5 years.
I got a kick, and it doesn't change my way of thinking. In one of them, that hole was a foot, and that was 2 feet, so be it.
I think that's a different hole.
But then they go.
There's 2 holes.
Am I
Right,
getting,
yeah.
am I getting them mixed up?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah,
Sorry, if we were.
well, it did say 2 feet in a different place.
Yeah,
But
it
the
did.
conclusion says
We just
1
gotta-
foot, because it's a different.
The routine item number 1, I noticed we gotta let Josh know. That's erosion. That's something we can control. Page 9. We just gotta stay on top of that erosion.
Last time, I think on last year's report too, they said that we had cut trees down that weren't supposed to be cut, something like that. I think this is the same, honestly. That erosion, I think, was in the last one too.
It was.
It was. Yeah, I thought so.
Should have both piers, I think.
So I don't know if anyone, this is just FYI.
I don't know what there is to worry about until that recommendation changes.
Nothing. We can pass this on to a future generation. Licenses and permits, liquor license.
We have Three Lakes Hospitality LLC doing business as a Black Forest Pub and Grill. All fees have been paid, all licenses have been applied for, everything is online. We just asked it to be approved pending the closing, subject to closing.
So note, if you make the motion, that the motion is approved pending closing of the property
For,
for the liquor license.
because of the sale.
Correct.
I'll make a motion that we approve the liquor license application for Three Lakes Hospitality LLC, TBA Black Forest Pub and Grill, pending closing of the sale.
Motion Okowski,
I'll second.
second Bohm. Further discussion? If there is none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? 4-0. Temporary sign and banner, new ordinance.
Well, I gave you guys a resolution. if you guys are okay with that language, then I gave you a draft of what the actual permit would look like. And it was just really changing it from, if we look at the actual permit, changing it from date board approved and town clerk attest to date municipality approved signature of authority.
And
then
this
on-
is okay? Or didn't you even ask?
Yeah, yeah, it's okay that, I mean, we can, it's, as long as we in our ordinance, Oneida County doesn't care as far as, they're not changing their ordinance and we're just saying, based on the fact that they require town board action, we are now taking the town board's authority and the town board is
You're
choosing to
stowing it
pass.
upon someone else?
Yes.
We're not really changing the rules any.
You're not
Just-
changing
just who
anything for the
approves
county
it,
at
yeah.
all.
Okay.
Correct.
That's how I look
I
at it.
just thought it was an easier way to go
No,
about
I-
it.
I liked it.
If you guys are okay, and if you need time, we can bring this back at the next meeting so you can look at it more. And
I don't need time for it. If you guys want more time, it's not like it's urgent.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 08172021 as presented,
Motion Olkowski,
And the associated form.
and along with the associated form.
Thank you.
motion by Olkowski,
Second.
second by Slazewski. Further discussion? If there is none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those
Thanks.
opposed,
We'll
4-0.
just do it all at one
Thank you.
time.
Good work.
Welcome.
Payment of the bills?
All right, we didn't have any paychecks. We had the biweekly direct deposits for the amount of $27,040.31. The electronic payment of payroll taxes was $10,072.06. The accounts payable checks 53433 through 53463 were used to pay expenses in the amount of $200,693.96. Electronic payment of the employer portion of employee benefit was $1,276.59.
For a total of $239,082.92. These were distributed to supervisors in advance of the meeting. If you have any questions, please direct them to the clerk. Otherwise, I'd be looking for a motion to approve payment of
Assume we
the
pay for a
bills.
plow truck or two, is what the bulk of that is? Should we
Yeah,
change
that's
it?
the
must be.
bodies, the chassis, the two
Oh,
chassis, yeah.
Yes, it's not-
Yep.
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 I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
Motion Slazewski,
One second.
second Olkowski. Further discussion? If there is none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, 4-0. Public comments? Carry on.
Do we know what the price came back on for that?
We just had that
We had
discussion today.
There's a
multiple-
bunch of different stuff on there.
Correct.
We know where, or what you guys, what you do that, so I can bring the information back.
The engineering alone was, we just looked
We're
at that
trying to
today.
figure out if we're at 50 or 70,000, because the engineering came in at around 30,000, 29,600,
So
I
we
want
didn't
to say.
actually have an engineer yet.
No, because it's 30
No.
grand just for engineering.
We were looking at going a little bit more,
Right.
and then we kind of scaled back, and then we took the road stuff off, so I'm not exactly sure.
We
where
scaled
we're
right
at.
back to where it was, which was just basically repair.
Just doing the long-
So I don't even know if that
Right.
includes engineering. I think it still includes some type of basic engineering, like
Mhm.
somebody's got to stand there while they place them,
Correct,
basically.
but whether it's 5 grand or,
No,
I don't know.
so the short answer is I thought we had something. If
I-
we don't, we'll ask, Josh will be back on Monday. He might remember.
I want to say it's more in the $70,000 ballpark.
I want to say that I thought it
That's
was
the
lower
higher
than
end.
that.
Okay,
I thought it was 50-ish.
I know that they're just gonna ask me the board is when I bring this
Just-
up, on
just-
what the total amount is.
Just maybe wait. It's not that urgent.
what I'll do is I'll go through my emails when Josh comes back on Monday. There was a bunch of dialogue going back and forth with MSA, and I'll see if I can get a clean bottom line before we get everybody going, because if it's
He's just
70
got a
grand
meeting
versus
on
90 grand.
Thursday, though.
Yeah, we'll still discuss it. but-
Well, I'll throw you something.
You
that
guys
the
just
meeting
dig
this
as
Thursday.
deep as you can.
Yes.
Just dig deep, okay? And you shoot us a number. All right? That's all we ask. Dig deep. In fact, somebody sent me a text from a number I didn't know saying, did we need buoy money? It said Three Lakes Fish and Wildlife would like to, that's another question I guess I was gonna bring up.
We usually do donate.
Right, and we normally send out letters every year asking for that.
And did you know you guys not sending?
No,
them?
she'll be sending them again.
I
You know
got
when
it.
we send you that
No,
text?
because it's from a number I don't have in my phone. So I just replied, we're always looking for help with the buoys, thanks. Could have been. No, because I have him in my phone, unless he got a new number. It might be like Chris Blickarts or somebody like that, I don't know. All right,
But I'll look into both.
anyone else? Yep,
I just say for that bridge, when I talked to those bridge inspectors, basically that MIC, micro,
Mhm.
whatever, it's kind of like a buzzword throughout the state infrastructure
they haven't seen, since they've been doing the inspection, they haven't seen any further deterioration because of this MIC, but because it's already designated that, it's gonna be hard to get rid of that designation.
Right.
So they'll just keep continuing these, 12-month inspections.
So basically, we're gonna be stuck paying for the inspections, but we're not stuck paying for the repairs. Yeah. What do we pay for that inspection?
I want to say it's around $22,000 a year, maybe. Let's see. Might be a little less than
What is
that.
Per
that?
bridge,
What
right?
is the MIC?
Well, no, this is just this underwater one I'm talking
Right.
I
about.
remember seeing that, but what is it?
Microbial something.
Micro,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I have mine in here.
Okay, thanks. Anyone else? If not, we have to move into closed session. So unfortunately, that means you all cannot stay. Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we move into closed session in accordance with Wisconsin statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation
I'm gonna kick you
data
out.
of any public employee over which any body is jurisdiction or responsibility. 2022 budget considerations, employee wages.
Motion to move into closed session by Olkowski, roll call vote,
Do I need
Olkowski.
a
Oh, we need
second?
a second, and I'll
Oh,
second it.
sorry, second by Slyzewski, roll call vote, Olkowski.
Aye.
Slyzewski.
Aye.
Bruss, aye, Bohm.
Aye.
4-0, we are now almost in closed session.
We have to shut the microphone in the.
Oh, yeah, we got a hot mic on Facebook.
Whoops.
Anybody know how to turn it off?
Yeah, we're not going to be able to come back in, so.
You got it?
I'm glad you remembered.
I don't know how to shut the mic off.
Technology.
On, off.
No, it's not on off. You gotta push and hold a button and tap your foot 3 times or something like that.
Are we positive? Yeah.